Hey there, this is Grandpa Jim coming to you again. And here today we're going to talk about two-cycle engines. Two-cycle engines, the way you know they're two-cycle is because you have to mix oil and gas together. There's going to be indication on the gas cap telling you that as well. So they're actually very simple engines, and they will last you for many, many years. However, there's a few things that you need to know about, and there's some maintenance that you need to do just like a typical engine. So one of the things that I want to mention here first is that you see these sitting on the table. This is not my wife's good table. Right, Granby?
Yes,
So you can see this is my table that I've screwed up doing a couple of things where I've cut the table with my circular saw. So I wasn't really paying attention when I was working.
it's still together though.
Okay, but I can use it for this kind of stuff. Anyways, let's get back to this. So we have two different things. This is a Echo rototiller. It's got a small two-cycle engine. This is a Ryobi weed eater. Two different brands, whatever. Anyways, so I went ahead and took this off here. What this gives me access to is what is the carburetor. Carburetor is what feeds the fuel and air into the engine. This is a primer bulb. Sometimes these primer bulbs go bad and they have to be replaced. They're relatively easy in most cases. In this case, there's just two screws that you have to remove, and you can buy the primer bulbs at any home store. Your local hardware store typically will have it, or a lawnmower shop. So if you have to replace that, it's very simple. It's a one-for-one. Just take it off, put on the new one, and you're good to go. For your regular maintenance, every year you should be replacing the spark plug. Spark plug is very simple to get out. You can either use a socket, or sometimes you can have access using a wrench. So if you can zoom in on that, you can see that this spark plug is definitely in need of being replaced. It is very carbonized on there, and also the electrode is worn down. So guess where we're going to be going tomorrow for Father's Day? Going to go get some spark plugs. Alright, now one of the things that does happen with the fuel is whenever you put the fuel in the tank, inside the tank there's a fuel filter, and it's just a little filter like this. Sometimes it's a solid one. This one has just like a piece of foam at the end that's held on by this clip. It just sits right down inside the gas tank, and it's very simple to get out. It's usually just sitting right down in like that, and all you need is a pair of needle nose pliers. Look in, and just be careful, pull gently, make sure you don't get the cutters of the needle nose, and cut the fuel line. And that's it. Pull it out, check the filter, and you replace it probably every couple years just to make sure you don't have a lot of garbage in there blocking the fuel line. One of the other things that you want to look at with the fuel line is where it comes out of the gas tank. And depending on, again, the machine and the model and the manufacturer, there may be just a little bit exposed, like on this one, or on this one you can see there's a lot that's exposed. Now what you want to be careful of on here is you want to make sure that it's still very pliable, and you also want to check it and make sure there's no breaks in there. If your motor starts running very rough, or you have to increase the choke significantly in order to keep it running, it is most likely one of two things. It's either you have one of these lines that is broken and it's sucking in air instead of gas, or it could be the filter. Spark plug will do that a little bit, but that's usually more of just a hard to start type of a thing. So very simple maintenance. Not all of the two cycles, like this one, does not have a filter like you would have in your car. This one does. It's just a cartridge filter. You can usually get these at, again, any type of home store or hardware store, local hardware store, or small lawnmower shop. So that's about it. Just make sure that your fuel mixture is correct, because you'll see a lot of them are 50-to-1 mixture, and you have some that are 40-to-1. I actually have one that's 40-to-1 and one that's 50-to-1. So not only do I have to have two regular gas and then the mixed gas, but I have to have two types of mixed gas. So that's about all I want to tell you about these. And don't forget to take and subscribe so you can see the next video when it comes out, and we'll be doing that on Wednesday. So until then, this is Grandpa Jim signing off, and Grand B. We will see you next time.